All right, is this even working? I don't even know if this is working. Why is my camera not frozen? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, so like everything is terrible. I apologize for everything. The audio is bad, the video is bad. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I even doing? So first, can y'all hear me? Like I said, I think the audio is completely messed up. Yes, it's a new setup that went really wrong. Can anyone hear me at all? I think I'm transmitting audio, but I also think it's just going to be awful full of line noise. Okay, so glad you can hear me. Let me see if I can fix the camera. Why is that even there? Yeah, I'm really I've spent the last so I moved all my stuff to the office just over the last couple days. So I wish I had all the cameras working and I would show you a little bit more about the setup, but there's just a lot of pieces and I thought it was all coming together until about an hour ago when everything broke and let's see, deactivate and reactivate. Hey! Okay, color balance is off. Zoom isn't right, but the camera's working, so that's good. It's like the least important part of things, but that's okay. So, welcome everybody. Yeah, no, this is like our actual office. So at some point, when I get I have a thing set up where I can take it on my phone and walk around, and even maybe give you all a little tour of the Vector 35 office because we're sort of. Some of us are back in the office. It's still very lightly attended. This is like the entranceway, like right when you walk in, like this is why we have this fancy sign. It is a real physical sign. Yeah, the audio is just, man. Like I worked really hard to get good, clean audio, and something happened in my input. Like I was trying all sorts of different things. Actually, I can try one other thing. Let me see if this is actually better audio here. Let's do this. So, I think this is probably worse, but maybe not. I think this one is you just always hear the background noise. Yeah. Is that actually better? Okay, so this is literally just like audio from the laptop. This is bad. This is like I have all this fancy gear and nice mixer and board, and it's putting out complete and utter terrible audio, so I'm all kinds of grouchy. All right, well, as long as y'all can hear me, really what matters though is let's get into, and I have no idea how much of this stuff's all gonna break too. Yeah, man, the color balance is all being off. All right, that's fine. It's fine. Deep breaths. Gonna get it all figured out. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's not working at all either because that's not what's on my screen. At least it's something we want to talk about, so that's fine. But it's not. Where is my? What? What is this thing? It says way too many things that. There. No, not that. That's not Stream Elements. HD60. There we go. All right. Let's try this. Let's deactivate it. Let's activate it. And see if we can see my desktop. Hopefully, eventually, maybe someday. This could be the world's shortest Binary Ninja stream. But we'll see. Yeah, is this not even working? This was all working. This was all working. Killing me. Oh, I realized part of the problem with my lighting. I don't have my actual lights on. See, I am just all off. Oh, look at that. It looks better now. So that's at least a little better. See, look here. If we go to this now, like this is the intended lighting. It's still low, the color balance is still a bit off. And hold on. Here, one other thing. See, I have a curtain that I run across the door. So our front door has a curtain now across it. And that blocks out some of the reflection. Anyways, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care what the camera looks like. I shouldn't care what the camera looks like. I should care though that this isn't working, so I need to fix this. Let's figure out why the capture card is not working and get that re-added. In the meantime, we do actually have several kind of announcements. Add existing HD60. Okay. HD60. Configure video. Why is it not working? Do I need to just reboot that guy? Let's see. Deactivate. Several interesting announcements. Have you all already filled out the Binary Ninja survey? Question number 1. Make sure everybody gets the survey filled out. If you haven't seen it yet, you probably have, because you probably heard about this one on Twitter, but we announced it on Twitter. Activate. Yeah, this is like not working. This was all working. What happened? Like, it's not doing... Okay. Well... Okay, one other thing. Also, Ryan, did you see my tweet? If you get that Binja tattoo, we'll give you an extra year license. So, that was a serious offer. Let me see if I can rewire our capture to... Let's try... Wait, no, that's not going to work because then I can't see anything. It's killing me. It's got to go through this capture card. If I can't see it, why is this not working? Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. I should have just canceled this as soon as the audio wasn't working right, because this is like a huge mess. Let me see if I can remove this entire. Well, actually, let's try this. Remove the HD60. Yes. And let's. Don't I have the? I thought I had the Elgato capture 4K capture utility. Yeah. Does the Elgato tool work? Hey, if you have, so Ryan, if you want suggestions, like I have a bunch of like little Bingy little character art. If you want like high res photos of those or a couple different poses and stuff, either DM me on Twitter or email me, like reach out to me somehow. Happy to send you a bunch. We have a whole bunch of like artwork. Not all of it is published yet. Okay, let's stop recording. Let's start showing. Okay, so wait a minute. So the cam link isn't working either. Yeah, I have no idea. I can't capture my desktop. This is going to be a really short stream. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to send over like all the logos and the Bingy character. Any of the above, all qualifies. So let's see. I can at least bring up this desktop, I guess. Why is this not? It says it's capturing. It's not working. Quit. Yes, I really want to quit. Alright, let's unplug this. Let's let that die for a second. Turn off. Try every plug. So the reminder, if the details on the survey are, we're going to let it run for I think about another week, and then on the 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern is the cutoff for it. We'll still accept the details about the... Oh, did that camera freeze too? All the cameras are freezing. Wait, did I unplug the wrong one? Is that why? No? I definitely plugged in the right one. Well, this is not my day. I bet I can just deactivate and reactivate that though. Yeah. So the survey is going to run for about a week more. We're going to do a random drawing. You can look up as well. We have another blog post coming out that Peter's working on that's going to actually show the
results from last year, more detail. I think like last year we released a lot of it, but we're going to do like a much more in-depth look at what were the results from last year, and then that way we'll get some more trends going forward. So keep an eye out for that one. We'll be posting that soon and linking to it from all the usual places. Just so you can see like what are the architectures people are interested in, how much, how often are people doing this stuff for fun or for commercial purposes, how much is Windows or embedded, or all the different kind of like applications. So this helps us not only know how to make a better product, like we actually have, I've talked a little bit on stream about how we're doing our upcoming like use case releases, right? So the 3.0 is the general like UI refactor and a ton of other useful stuff, right? We've got like the stack view and the variable view and all these other things that are coming out in it. But 3.1 is specifically focused on the use case of Windows. So a bunch of features and fixes coming just for Windows. 3.2 then is going to be for embedded, like things like container file format support and like a GUI for mapping sections and segments, because right now that's still specified via JSON. So things that are just really going to make that use case really easy and good. And then 3.3 after embedded is going to be for mobile. So that's kind of like the plan. Yeah, I have no idea why it just broke. I'm not capturing my desktop, and it won't come back. So I have to like tear all this down, maybe just reboot the machine, figure out what's going on. Maybe we'll reschedule for something next week and do like a off Friday stream some other time to play catch up. In the meantime, well, I guess I can grab some stuff from this machine. So let me add a desktop here. And I think if I add display capture, yeah, and there we go, woohoo! And now let's see. So a couple other things I want to talk about is you may have noticed a bunch of activity. And also, is this working? I can't actually watch. Oh, there we go. It's working. Okay. You may have noticed a bunch of activity in, let me transform order, move to bottom. Not the face can't matter as much, but y'all may have noticed a bunch of activity this week. We have kind of like a new workflow for, so this is not my stream box. This is literally the machine that I'm, so the way that I usually do my stream setup is I have a VM on like my standard workstation, just so I have all my regular files and everything I can get to. I can drop it in the VM that I'm doing normal development, normal work on, and then that just has its external monitor. My secondary monitor on that goes through a capture card, so that everything I see in the secondary monitor is captured then on a separate machine, which does all the streaming. So all the OBS and all the streaming happens on a Windows machine. I'm just running on that Windows machine now just to do a desktop capture, so like I can at least show you stuff while I'm talking about things. But none of the capture is working. Like the HD60 is, I have no idea. I gotta troubleshoot that later. And that's a bummer because I already had the GoPro already died due to a inflated battery and killed that, so my B cam is down. It's been a challenging couple days. So yeah, back to the release plan. So going forward, we realized that like the list of new features that we want to add is getting smaller, and the list of like old bugs or old like polished things that like we've kind of known about for a while but just not done is probably what does Kyle's profile say? There, you can read it now. The list of kind of old stuff is getting higher priority basically because for a while it felt like, wow, we just really need to get these important features out, and now we're like, no, we really want to polish. We want this to be just the smoothest, easiest experience, and so we've got like you'll notice there was, I don't know, like 10 bugs or something that were just all closed yesterday. I don't see that many issues, but there were definitely more than that. I know there were more than that. This should be just closed. Oh, is that on this milestone? Yeah, I think we tracked like 8 internally. Some of them were just, I guess, the bugs were renamed or triaged or whatever after people went through it. But we're taking every Thursday and we're having what we're calling a bug bash day, where everybody puts aside. Oh, is that it? Sort by. Oh, that's right. That makes sense. Recently updated. Yeah, there we go. This will give us everything that changed. Exactly. Everything that changed yesterday. So you can see there was a ton of bugs just in the last 2 days that were fixed. And so our goal is to really go digging through the list of bugs, nuisances, whatever they are, things that like we know we can get done, and we don't want them kind of like hanging over our head. There's just like a lot of we got a lot of things like kind of building up on the bug database. So we're really focusing on trimming that list down, and the way that we're focusing it is by 3 different areas to start with. We're probably going to change this. So right off the bat, we did one for this week for core features. So these are like things about our analysis, things about the type system, things like the internal way that Binja does analysis. Next week, I believe Kyle or somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is UI. I maybe get this last 2 backwards. So UI features. If there's a bug in the UI or a feature in the UI, that's kind of like a small little thing we could probably bang out in a couple hours. We're just going to try to get as many of those sort of low-hanging fruit done. Yeah, it was a lot of updates. So that's, one of the things that we should have added to this list first was there's a feature we've talked about for a while, which is auto-updating at a set interval, right? So you could be on the dev channel, but maybe you say, I only still want to update once a week or once a day or whatever it is. So it's not constantly updating. Because if you were like running the tool all day yesterday, you saw an update notification every hour or so on average, right? Like based on all the bugs that were coming, bug fixes that were coming out. But so it will get a little noisy. So you might want to turn off auto updates on Thursdays until we add that feature, or go with it and enjoy it and get all the new stuff. So as somebody in chat already said, that's I think their take on it. So yeah. So next week is, like I said, UI type things. And then after that, it's going to be the API, which is going to include and plugins as well. So that includes snippets and triage and our architecture plugins. And so everybody in the company is sort of assigned to like at least one of these days. So you'll see like a bunch of developers that are, mostly focused on one thing, are going to set aside at least a couple hours just do this bug bash. Some of us will do like all day, and some of us will just do a little bit. Or sometimes people are working other higher priority things, and they're going to stay on it depending on what they're doing. But the point is that on the whole, we're going to really try to focus on limiting these. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks we're going to see that bug count go back down under 500. And for context too, like I think I've mentioned this before, we have a lot of issues that like are either low priority or we sort of know about, but just it's like, yeah, we're going to keep it there for tracking purposes, but it's not really on the radar at all. And so like we could be more aggressive about closing those bugs if the goal was just like few as bugs as possible. But we kind of use it just as like a nice list of like all the things that people have asked about or we've thought about, so we can have discussion on it, or we can think about it later. So we're not like super aggressive about closing all those out. Although that maybe that'll change as we start doing these bashes and we clear them out, and we might keep it a tighter list and have some other system for tracking, kind of like long-term ideas. Let's see. So I made myself a list. Let me /survey if you haven't seen the link. And then also check out the blog. Make sure you're keeping an eye on that, because we're going to post pretty soon. Hopefully we'll get out the post with details on last year's testing. Can you all hear me? Stop streaming. Okay, it says I still hear myself. Anybody else? Okay, it was just for a second. Okay. Yeah, this should be a pretty reliable network. The Office network is usually pretty good, but we may be finding out some more of these bugs. So yeah, survey's there. The blog is going to have previous weeks. The blog is going to have like last year's survey results, and so we're gonna post that. While I don't have a working demo box, like I said, I'm going to probably close the stream down here pretty soon. And then I'm going to go cry in a corner until I can figure out how all this stuff is not working. do you have any questions or anything you want to put on my agenda for next time? And like I said, I want to do another stream maybe even next week once I get everything done to kind of make up for this one, and it will be back better than ever hopefully. But survey, blog post, there's a ton of other good fixes coming in. And if you have something that you want us to remind us about, a bug fix that you think would be really good for one of our bug bashes, like the UI one or the API one, definitely feel free to ping us on Slack and let us know. But yeah, we're really excited. I think this is going to continue to improve the product at an even faster rate, and should be good for us to get into it. We've also been using the tool a little bit more actively too, so we're all trying to take some time to. In fact, I mentioned we have our 3 categories of bug bash that we're doing initially. On the 4th week, we're going to go do a CTF challenge, or go do some malware reversing, or go do some particular task, and try to make sure we're dog fooding the tool even more than we are now. So we always do a little bit of that, but just try to be really scheduled about that and make sure that we keep using it. So that's the plan. Again, I apologize for the stream difficulties. Hopefully we'll get it all figured out, and I'll see y'all. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to reboot the box and we'll come back. But if I do, maybe I'll tweet it back out and continue on. But otherwise, we'll see everybody next week sometime. We'll get an announcement out. Sorry for the trouble, and we'll catch y'all later.